Oh,
Recording in progress. Such a sexy voice, isn't it? Yay. So thank you, ladies, for joining us today for our brand new masterclass. This is a new kind of venture for myself and Lisa, but we have been in each other's energy for years, have so much respect for what we have kind of individually achieved in terms of success with our books, but also together, just supporting each other and leveraging each other's success and things, helping us to amplify our success. So thank you so much for being here. We are super excited to share with you the exact steps needed to manifest your bestseller in 2024 and actually make it this year that you do the damn thing. Because I don't know about you, but I circled it for absolutely ages, years. It kept coming up for me in psychic readings that I needed to write a book. And then I was like, yeah, totally. Cool. Next year. Yeah, next year. I'll do it next year. That'll be fine. So this masterclass is for you if you want to understand if writing a book is even for you. I know it's a great idea. Sometimes, it might not necessarily be aligned in 2024 and how to set yourself up for success so that it actually becomes the year that you get it done. It's also for you if you want to learn the exact steps we took to write and self-publish our books, and also how to leverage your book once written to make sure it doesn't end up on a shelf gathering dust, which I know happens to a lot of incredible women, and particularly in the collaborative book space, where it's kind of like, well, I tick the box, but now I don't know what to do with it now. So first of all, I'm just going to start by giving you a little intro to either Lisa or myself, depending on which of our audience that you've come from, so you can see the approaches that we took. So my name is Rebecca Barr, aka the Femalepreneur Coach. I'm an award-winning entrepreneur and money mindset mentor for women in business specifically. I'm also the author of The Good Girl's Guide to Money Making, which is on Amazon now. And thanks to the incredible work that I did around the launch and the pre-launch and all of the things, I had the most incredible opportunity open up for me to be flown to Florida recently and interviewed on Fox News as a woman of influence to talk specifically about this book to an American audience, which was really exciting. So your book truly can be the gift that keeps on giving, and just a really incredible foot into the door for other things. I've also, used it to create paid guest expert sessions. I've used it to add reoccurring revenue to my business and all the things. And I'm also a busy mama to 5. So I truly believe that if I can do it, anyone can do it. Because equally, I'm not very disciplined. I'm a manifesting generator with ADHD. So I am, just kind of one of those people that goes with wherever my energy is led. So I'm not a particularly disciplined, structured person. And I think Lisa is kind of the yin to my yang in that sense. And we took very different approaches to writing, but you know what? We both got to the same destination in the end. Welcome to the ladies that are just joining us. Thank you so much for being here. We are just essentially doing our little intro. So I can see that Emily is on the list. She already knows me. And the other lady, please say hi. Let us know in the chat, just in the comments, if you want to write, where are you on your journey? Have you written a book? Are you thinking about writing a book? Are you just curious? All of the things, let us know. And I would say that my approach, because I love to work in projects, short bursts, all the things, and I love a hard deadline, because I must admit, I started this book writing it in LA in March, April, and the reality is I didn't write the bulk of it until 3 weeks before I was being interviewed on in October. So I think I let it marinate, and then I wrote it and then rewrote it, and then I kind of let it go for a minute, and then actually I just got myself super organized and I wrote the majority of the book within 3 weeks, which with advanced prep and knowing what you need to do and accountability is absolutely possible. I also traveled to LA to map out the book and then promoted it in Florida. And for me, what the biggest thing was, the priority was that when I said I was going to write a book, a lot of my peers and people in my networks were like, oh, good luck, it's going to be a nightmare. And I just really made the decision that that wasn't going to be my journey. And I thought, no, because I'm a nightmare. If it's not going to be fun, I'm not going to do it. And I really want to do it. So how can I make this fun? And for me, that was just, really making the experience fun, bringing in as many people from my community to support me on that journey as well, and just doing it my own way. So I'll now hand over to Lisa.
hello, thank you. Yes, I still can't not get over how you've wrote a book in 3 weeks, but like we said, we are all different, and sometimes obviously looking at different perspectives will help you on your journey. So I am a best-selling author of the book called Vision Board Blueprints, for those who do not know me. I am also known as the Vision Board Queen, and I help business women create the blueprints for their dream life. And obviously, having a book maybe on your vision board, so it might be part of your dream too. I am an award-winning coach, and I have helped many ladies bring those dreams to life. I do have my own podcast, which is actually celebrating its first birthday tomorrow, which is super, super exciting. I am a motivational speaker. I'm mum of two girls, and planning was absolutely key.
Sorry, I'm just going to mute everybody quickly
It's
for you.
okay. Planning was absolutely key for me to bring my book to life. As obviously managing my business, my activities, being a mum, being a wife, if I didn't plan the book process, it really wouldn't have happened. So having that plan was really crucial to me and my own journey. And another thing is I have quite a wide knowledge on the KDP side, which is the side that helps you publish your books onto Amazon, which I absolutely love the opportunities that has available for people, whether it's a book, a planner, or a journal. It's really great to have those tools there for you to grow and move your business forward.
Yeah, and leveraging your assets, isn't it, as well? Like we've both got workbooks. Once you get into KDP, which is, as Lisa said, the Amazon platform that you need to use to upload your books, the sky is the limit. Like the amount of things that I've repurposed, workbooks, tools that I've given to my clients that are years old are now providing me with a monthly recurring, completely passive income, which is exciting. And also, I just wanted to blow your trumpet here a little bit, Lisa, because you also delivered and hosted the most incredible book launch events, which just looked
Yes.
absolutely fantastic. I had such FOMO. I was not there, but it looked absolutely beautiful. And that's also one thing that we'll be sharing with you is the importance of that. So not only celebrating your own success and the journey that you've been on, but also, ensuring that it really does get the hype and the visibility that it deserves.
Okay, so we're going to make a start on our presentation with you guys now. So one of the things that we're going to talk about is why self-publishing your book in 2024 is going to help you grow as not only a person, but obviously your business as well, because it will give you instant credibility with your audience. It will allow you to, your audience is going to see you as the expert, your audience is going to see you as the expert in your niche, whether it be an expert in a particular field or whether it's just for that legacy that you want to leave. Having your book is a great tool to have to help you with that. It will also help open doors to other opportunities like guest expert opportunities, like Rebecca went on the news, the Fox News. Opportunities like that are going to open up for you, and it all starts with getting your pen to that paper. Okay, and that is where it will begin. It will also help create movement, impact with your current social media following, your email list. It will really give you that credibility to help you move that forward. Growing your email list, growing your social media. For example, like when I launched my book, I must have had like loads of new friend requests, loads of new people sign up to my email list, all because people were sharing my book. People were talking about my book, and that then led to other things happening in my world. It will be a great low ticket offer. So if your book is going to be an asset to your business, then it's a great way to get the low ticket value from you, because what a book is around £10.99, £12.99. What can you can't give them all that for £12.99 if you were doing a masterclass or a workshop with them, because that would be incredibly low value, but you're giving them more in a book. Okay, so you're being able to serve them for lower ticket, and you're also being able to serve more people as well. You'll also blow your own mind what you're capable of, because once you start writing and once you hold that book in your hands, it is a magical feeling, isn't it, Rebecca? That feeling is incredible. You will be absolutely blown away by what you have achieved. That legacy in your hand is beyond anything imaginable. It really is.
And I think
Another
it's
thing,
realizing how far you've come as well, isn't it? You know,
yeah, definitely.
that
I
for me
remember
was,
standing at my
yeah,
launch party, holding my book, speaking, and I was literally just overwhelmed with proudness of myself for being able to create this tool that I can now give to so many people that is going to potentially change their life.
yeah,
And that was a proud moment. That really was like nothing else I've ever achieved. And I did it all myself. And so can you. Okay. So another thing, it can help you build passive income, because obviously once your book's there, it can be sold numerous times. You don't have to do any extra work other than obviously promoting it here and there, but a lot of it will come from word of mouth, and it's a great passive income to have. You will be able to, by being a self-publishing, you'll be able to get more profits, because if you look at the traditional publishing route and paying publishers, the profit you will get from your book will be very low. So by doing it self-publishing, where you will get more profit from that yourself, and it is quicker, because as soon as KDP pay you out, it's instantly into you, whereas there's other sources around the publishing world that you wouldn't get it as quick. And you don't need to wait for permission. So you don't have to wait for the publisher to agree the manuscript's okay. You don't have to wait for somebody else to tell you that your cover image is not what it should be. It's all down to you. You have 100% control of your book, okay?
yeah.
And
And
it
the
is,
vision, isn't it,
you do
Rebecca?
not have to wait for permission. Now, I'll share a little story here, Rebecca, regarding, I remember when I was doing my book, and there was a few experts around, and I spoke to a few people around my book cover and around the book and stuff, and every single one of them said, oh, you shouldn't have yourself on your book because you're not famous. Only famous people have themselves on the book, because no one's going to pick your book up because you're on the front cover and no one's going to know who you are. Okay, now I've nearly sold 200 copies of my book. Okay, so how, if I'd listened to that person and not put me on my cover, then
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been as proud of that book as I am today, because it wouldn't have been my soul of what I wanted.
Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? It's maintaining the vision and the integrity of your book. So I've spoken with a woman who is a Hay House author, and essentially what she said, her feedback was that not only did the process take like over 18 months, which really shocked her, but also she really had little input in terms of the ultimate like end direction of the book. Like she put the proposal in, but she was very much guided and led as to what the contents would look like and what would be like marketable, click worthy, all of those things. So by the end of the book, it was completely different from what she had originally envisaged. So that's the thing that I love as well. And equally, you know, 18 months to get a book out there that's on your heart. I don't know about you, but I'm a manifesting generator, and everything is energy, and equally ADHD. So if I've got that desire and inspiration in my heart, like I need to execute straight away. To sit on a project for 18 months, it would literally, like the energy would just dissipate from that for me. So that for me was like the final tick, that no, I want to be in control of my vision. I want to be in control of the timelines and ultimately what I want to say. So yeah, I love that. So here's the thing, you might think that you need a lot of things, and I absolutely did. I've got such a huge respect for the writing world. My sister is an author, and she's taken a very traditional route to publishing. She's like a fiction writer, so I guess she needs to. But everything takes time, it costs money, it's lots of approval processes, backward and forwards. And I've had such a huge appreciation for writing and authors and all of the things ever since I was like a little girl. This wasn't a tick box exercise for me. Like genuinely, if you saw my book shelves, they're like bowing under the weight, and I'm in the middle of doing a 52 book challenge this year because I just love everything around the writing process. So I felt quite intimidated, to be quite honest, and overwhelmed, because I could see how much like time, energy, commitment, like my sister's got an English literature degree, like masters from from Kent University, and there's little old me trying to like hustle and write something around like breastfeeding and kids, and just trying to contribute in my way to the world, and sharing my story. And I felt really intimidated, but it was only once I'd invested like thousands into working with mentors and also guided my clients with publishing houses on this journey too, that I realized actually you don't need a lot of time. You just need that intention, focus, and accountability to get it done. You don't need a big budget. You can actually, hand on heart, do this complete entire process for free if you want to. If you've got like a free version of Canva and you are prepared to do the work yourself, you can absolutely do this completely for free. You can spend money if you want to, and you can if you don't. You don't need an English degree, because you can equally have editors and people that can support you. You don't need lots of resources, connections. You don't need foots in the door and people that can, you know, get you in. You can do this entirely by yourself, not waiting for permission. But all you do need is a purpose, vision, and a self-belief that what you have to contribute to the world is important. So getting into step one, you essentially need your big idea and framework. This is the thing, like you need to know what is the aim of your book. And I'd love for you right now, if you've got your journal in front of you, just to because this will form the basis of your book framework. If you can answer these questions almost like an elevator pitch in a really succinct way, you know, give it to somebody else. Does that make sense? Does that feel compelling? Does it feel exciting? Would you want to pick up this book with all of these like headings filled in? Then that will put you in a really great place, not only to eliminate some of the overwhelm, because you've essentially got the framework for your book, so you know the journey and what you're going to be delivering, but also ensure that what you are then writing is actually what people want to read and will need and get value from. So if you want to write these headings down, you're more than welcome to. So what is the aim of your book? Why are we even writing it? What is the purpose of it? Who is your ideal reader? So where are they in their journey, and why would they want to read this book? What problem is it going to solve for them? What is the big promise of the book, and how will it help them? And what is the big vision for the book? So I don't know if you've, you know, got this from myself and Lisa, but we are not about playing small. We are about manifesting incredible, joyful lives that do not make sense on paper. We're all about, you know, manifesting your dream life and all of the things. So let's not write a book to literally just tick a box. Like, imagine that this is going to create a movement. It's going to impact thousands of people's lives. Like, what is that big vision for your book? So for me, when I was writing, and maybe you can share some light on what this was for you, Lisa, but for me, the purpose of my book was essentially to get a guide, a tool into the hands of incredible heart-led female entrepreneurs that didn't necessarily have thousands to invest in business coaching or working with me one-to-one, but wanted some, you know, to do some of the work towards transforming their relationship with money. I wanted it to be a book because I really love the intimacy of that, and the fact that, you know, you can pick it up whilst you're doing other little bits and pieces and really, you know, use it at your own pace. For me, it was somebody that already had somewhat of a business, had a big desire, but knew that they were holding back because they felt bad. They had all sorts of beliefs that didn't serve them around money. And the big promise of the book was essentially that I would create more female millionaires, which is always, and get more collective wealth into the hands of incredible heart-led female entrepreneurs. That was my big vision and promise. So maybe in the chat, if you want to write down some of that for you, let us know. But what was yours, Lisa?
So my objective for the book was to get new leads, get new members into my community. But the main, obviously, purpose was to provide the readers with a toolkit to support them for creating their vision board and achieving those dreams.
Fantastic. So ladies, if you want to share anything. Oh, Wendy, I love it. We're like spirit sisters here. So yeah, so you might resonate with my approach then, Wendy. Typically people will be a Lisa or they'll be a Rebecca in terms of their approach as to how they execute. But yeah, let us know if you want to share anything in the chat around what is the aim of your book. You know, why does this feel like something that would just be really incredible, not only for you, but your clients? Like, what is the journey that you want to take them on? And I would definitely say, don't try and pick too many journeys. Try and keep it kind of succinct in that respect. What is your hope, goals, like desire for this book? And then moving on to step two, when it comes to actually writing your book, here's the thing. you need to create space in your diary to be able to do this. If you think that you can just add writing a book onto your already, I'm sure, ever increasing to-do list and very full plate as a woman, then you are really setting yourself up for failure. And I recognize that for me. So I started, this is my approach. Obviously, Lisa was much more organized, strategic and methodical, I think, in her approach, and doing like little and often and
Yeah,
doing
so
things.
I'll
Yeah,
just share a little bit about
yeah,
that, Rebecca, because
yeah,
obviously I broke my word count down into how many I wanted to write each week. So how many words I wanted to write per week. I broke that down to like per day. And then if I didn't do it on that day, I would add it on to the next day. So that I was very much kind of, by the end of that week, I had to write that amount of words. Otherwise, I wasn't going to achieve my end goal of my
yeah.
target.
Yeah, and I love that. For me, I know that I can do hard things. I know that I can do hard things, but I have to have accountability and I need some sort of deadline. So for me, otherwise it just won't get done. And that's the reality. I work better in that fight or flight energy, rightly or wrongly. So I essentially cleared the decks. I cleared space in my diary for 3 whole weeks and really prioritize what I needed to do in that time. I didn't try and add this to everything else that I already had. You need to set yourself up for success. So I created space in my diary. You also need to keep yourself accountable and share the journey. So Lisa will go into this in a little bit around like the pre-launch warm-up and the importance of that. But equally, just me, sharing on socials, keeping my audience engaged with how I was getting on in the process, traveling to LA and documenting all of that. Not only was that really great for my audience, because then I had people that were going to buy the book when I finished. I had people keeping me accountable, but also for my own prosperity, like having all of that great content really, gave me that like pride moment, as Lisa said. When I put together my highlight reel of my book writing journey, I was like, wow, I really did a thing here that I shouldn't on paper have been able to do because everything is against me, kids, time, not being particularly academic in that way, and not having a lot of support in the process. It was, just amazing. So definitely share the journey, keep yourself accountable, stay connected to the vision. So what I would love for you to do as well as a takeaway from today is if you really do feel like, yes, this is for me, this is I want those experiences. I want that legacy. I want those moments. Then I'm sure Lisa could talk about this better, but get a vision that encapsulates that for you. Maybe it's a little graphic of your book with the bestseller tag on it. Maybe it's an image of you standing at a book launch party. Maybe it's being on some sort of bestseller list. I don't know, but stay true to that vision, because for me
So
it was,
that is, I'm
yeah,
going to reiterate
yeah,
that, Rebecca.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
exactly what I did with my vision. I created, obviously, on my vision board, I had best-selling author written on there. I had a cover of my book. I had my launch party. I even had how I wanted my books to be wrapped to gift people at the launch party. So I kind of really embodied that vision. So having that vision of the end goal is going to be really, really key with this part.
yeah. And it's making it fun, isn't it? Because as I said, your brain is going to resist anything that feels like hard work and pulling teeth. And as you've seen, you can take whichever approach you like to the writing process. So you might as well do it in a way that feels fun. Obviously ensure that you have a writing schedule though. Let's set ourselves up for success. So for me, it looked like I'd already done like the planning and the prelim work with the Brook framework. So I knew what I wanted to cover, and I used a lot of shortcuts, like little tips here, but things like, what were my most popular blog posts? What were the most like controversial posts that people love to engage on? What's the common problems that my clients continually came back to me for, so that I could really just have all of that great like gold ready to go. So then when I sat down and wrote, it was a case of literally just start to finish. Lisa, as she said, she decided on a word count. So an average personal development book is around 30 to 40,000 words. You can then essentially reverse engineer that and split it down into chapters and subsections. So I just went with 10 chapters, kept it super easy, and then mapped the journey out against those chapters. And then within each chapter, there is typically 4 subsections. So it essentially meant, I think it was like a 4,000 words or something per chapter, and 1,000 words for each subsection. So you can either take the approach like Lisa, where she, you know, set herself the target of maybe like 1,000 words a day or something, and essentially that's a subsection of each chapter a day or a week or whatever. Or you can do it like me, where it's like, I'm going to do a whole chapter in a day, or whatever works for you. You can also use that time to reach out to potential contributors and really like map out the whole vision of your book. There's an opportunity here to bring in other people. So I contributed to Lisa's book. Maybe you might want to do the same, and essentially gathering your resources, doing your research, like those are all integral parts of that book journey. So you need to incorporate that into your timeline, whatever that looks like for you. So you aren't scrabbling around at the end, and you aren't equally creating something and then kind of kicking yourself at the end thinking, oh, I wish I had more time because then I would have done this. Like, do all of that on the outset, have that clear strategic vision of what you want to incorporate, like all of these things that you might need, so that when it comes to writing, there is no resistance. It is just a case of sit down and do the damn thing.
Amazing. So step 3, the pre-launch process. Now, this is where it is really, really important to help bring your audience along with you, because if you're not doing that, okay, you're not going to get that bestseller spot. Okay, so this is where, like, for example, you can't just rock up one day and go, oh, I've got a book, who's going to buy it? Okay, it's not going to work like that. You have to bring the audience with you, and the more you do that, you're going to set yourself up for that bestseller status. And this is where we are going to be sharing something later, where we have got some launch pods which will help you with this. So there's 3 tips here. 1, build hype up around your writing process. So when you're writing, share your journey with your audience. Let them know you're writing. Like Rebecca did this really well. This was when I knew she was writing a book, because she shared she was writing in LA. I was a little bit jealous because I was sat at my desk writing, and I was like, oh, I wish I was in LA writing this, but I was at home writing. And when I went to Florida, I did a little bit of writing there because I wanted to create the abundance around that. So sharing that with your audience is going to be part of the process. Number 2, allow the audience to be part of the journey with you. Let them know what's happening. Let them know about your book. Talk to them about it. You know, keep them intrigued about what it's going to be about. A lot of people expected my book to be my story. You know, that's kind of what a lot of people expected. And I don't think they were expecting a full-on personal development book, but that's kind of what it's kind of keeping them engaged, keeping them intrigued, and getting them a part of the journey with you. And then number 3 is to get a cheerleading team to support you. Now, I cannot recommend doing this enough. Getting a team of people backing you, getting them behind you, making sure they're there on launch day, making sure they're there on the pre-launch process, getting them to support you, promoting that book with you. Because if without them, without that cheerleader team, there's going to be less reach. So that is really, really key, to have that team strong and really on your side. By building this, you are going to set yourself up for that success when it comes to launch day. And, you know, think about this, like Apple and PlayStation, when they have a new console out, or a new phone, or a new app, or a new watch, they build that up for you. They don't just rock up one day and go, oh, we've got a new phone out today, or we've got a new PlayStation out tomorrow. They keep you intrigued a year, 12 months, 18 months ahead, so that you are there waiting on the doorstep to get that new console when it launch. That's what you want to do with your book. You want to bring your audience on that journey with you, so that when you open or when you launch, they are there waiting to buy it. Okay, they are there waiting to buy that book from you. And that is really, really important. So remember that all businesses, okay, whether you are a small business like us and you have, you know, a book for sale, or whether you are Apple or PlayStation, everybody keeps the audience intrigued and keeps them hyped up for that product or service. Okay, and that's what you want to do with your book.
Yeah, I think it's like balancing the masculine and the feminine as well, isn't it? Like it's like the feminine part is the creative process for me, like you say, nurturing your audience, taking them on the journey, making them feel included, being open to feedback, because then that makes that your book really timely and responsive to like the needs of your current audience, and having those cheerleaders. But it's also the strategic masculine side as well. If you want to have a best-selling book on Amazon, it is built on an algorithm like any other platform. And the way that you can get a bestseller status is by essentially getting a lot of people to buy your book at the same time. So you also need to have these strategic launch communities that understand the assignment. There is, it's great to have, people in your audience that are like, oh, we're celebrating you. Yeah, we'll get your book. And then it's like 3 weeks down the line and they haven't bought it. And it's like, thanks for your kind words. Buy my damn book. But there's also, having a community of people that are like, my book is live, go, go, go. Like, and they understand the assignment and they are all ready to go and, really help you to get the maximum reach and exposure for your book. Like, that's how you get a bestseller. And that's the thing that most people don't talk about and don't, and miss out on, isn't it, Lisa? Like you were
Yeah,
super,
definitely.
yeah,
And I think it's understanding that, and
yeah,
understanding the process behind the KDP side of it and
yeah,
stuff. And, it's okay to have your book there but then like it do not do anything, but that's not what we want, is it? We want that bestseller. We want that, that hype up for that book. And we really want to hit that status for yourselves because you've put all the work in, you deserve it.
yeah, absolutely. You 100% deserve it. But there's like, it's the masculine strategy, isn't it, that's going to get you there as well. So in terms, oh, I think this was you. Sorry, Lisa.
Yes, sorry. No, so obviously let's move on to obviously the self-publishing side of it. So there is different routes you can do. We've already touched on them tonight. You can obviously do the self-publishing, which is where you do everything yourself. There is also companies out there that do help you with the self-publishing route, but they charge quite a high fee to do that. And then there is also the traditional publishing, which is like Hayes House and Penguin and things like that. So there's lots of ways that you can get a book out there. So, but we're going to be focusing on self-publishing, whereas you do everything yourself, okay? That you are doing the whole job, and it is so worthy of doing that. I can't. There's benefits to them all. I'm not going to diss any of the others, but the actual reward I felt physically holding that book where I physically did everything myself was absolutely incredible. So to do this, you will need a Amazon KDP account. This is free to set up. It is quite complex, so if you are stuck, then Rebecca and myself are available to support you. You will also need a PDF file of your book manuscript that is edited and formatted. And you will also need a PDF file of your book cover that is book and back together with spine alignment as well. Having support at this point is where it's a game changer. This is where you will need that support to help you get past this part, because this is the part where a lot of people feel they don't have enough knowledge to do that.
This is where people lose their mind. Lisa's being very kind, but it can be where it gets super tricky. They lose
This
their
is
mind.
where the book cover, my laptop nearly got thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Because
So
even if it's like 0.5 millimeter out, at the KDP site will throw it out.
yeah, and you won't know why either. Like they don't
Yeah.
really give you good, meaningful feedback. So it's just trial and error with these things. So again, even more reason to be supported by somebody who's already done it, because they'll understand like the common pitfalls. But I was just going to add to this as well, Lisa. You need to make the decision very early. Well, not early on, actually, right at the end, you can make the decision about whether you plan to self-publish solely to Amazon, in which case they will give you an ISBN number for your book that is completely free and included, but it means that you can only distribute your book through Amazon. If you want to publish initially through Amazon, but you also want to have the flexibility to then take your author copies, because you can essentially call off author copies that are at a discounted rate and go to an independent bookstore or list them on other sites, then you will need to pay for a separate ISBN number that is separate from the one that Amazon gives you for free. But you don't have to. It's just, you know, and to me, it's
I
like,
opted to pay for the ISBN
yeah,
number because I
yeah,
want the opportunity to grow my book in
yeah.
future. So it's not just available on Amazon.
Yeah, whereas I just went with the Amazon one for ease because it's like the biggest book retailer. But equally, I'm writing my second book right now, and I will buy the ISBNs that I can promote further. So again, like there's so much flexibility and opportunities with this, but definitely support is like imperative.
And then the next stage would be to leverage your book. So obviously, once you've what sort of cost is ISBN? I think you can buy one so you can buy, you have the option to buy one ISBN, or you can buy a pack of 5, I think, Holly. One is around £100 and 5 is around 180. I think I paid for 5 because I'm planning to do a collaboration book this year. So I'll use the ISBN for the collaboration book. Okay, so moving on to leveraging your book. So once you've launched your book, okay, and once you've got that bestseller status, it is then your responsibility to promote that book to your audience and continue keeping it in their mind's eye. So what one of the things, obviously, when you're self-publishing, it is down to you to market your book. Whereas if you did go for a publisher like Hayes House, they would market your book for you and they would promote it their side as well. Whereas when you are self-published, that is all down to you. So you will have the opportunity to do things like pitching to the press, creating press releases. You know, myself and Rebecca have got a press a resource of press contacts. I don't know, I have, Rebecca, and I know you have as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, having that opportunity to get your book out there in the press. Like Rebecca said, she went on Fox News. I was in Hello Magazine. You know, there's lots of things that you can get your book out there. Your book can be used as a foot in the door for guest expert opportunities. So really leveraging that book. And, you know, when you're getting yourself out there, when you're growing your business, growing your audience, and actually wanting to grow your book, then getting those guest experts, you're putting yourself as that expert. Making sure your book is in your bio, your banners, your profile, really utilizing your social media presence with your book and, you know, featuring that book on there. And it's also a great lead magnet to your paid programs. So if you are a coach or you are, you know, a mentor or whatever it is you are selling, then the book can be a great lead magnet to that. You can, which I know I did, I popped a QR code in the back of my book to link people directly to me on social media, and that then they're then staying in my world. So really making sure you're leveraging your audience with your book.
And I've created a funnel with my book, which means that essentially they are upsold through a nurture sequence and email automations into my signature like money mindset program. So it really is, if somebody has bought from you once, they're 80% more likely to buy from you again. And if somebody has taken the time to go through and, you know, invested time and energy into reading your book, then the next natural step for them is to come and work with you in one of your programs. So I've already had incredible success with conversions on my book. But again, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And it's only when you are in community with other women that are really like making these books work for you that it gives you the inspiration as to how you can apply that to your business. So you know, funnel creations, press releases, all of those things, you know, we can support you with also. So hopefully by now you can see that it's entirely possible for you to write your best-selling book and create your legacy in 2024. What I love about a book is that it transcends your current social media audience. And for me, I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with social media and, you know, viral trends and hacks and all the things. For me, this is really like the ultimate thing to really creating a movement within the collective and something that's going to be, you know, grow your legacy beyond how many people are on your Instagram. You don't need a lot of resources or time to do it. You don't need to wait or be chosen. As Lisa mentioned, that even when you use a publisher and that they will promote your book for you, that also you can have varying levels of commitment and response and support from a publisher as well. So I know people that have also worked with publishers, and because they weren't like a headliner in the publisher's lineup, they didn't actually get a lot of promotion, and their hands were then tied to do the promotion themselves. So it was a really frustrating process. And again, that's another reason I'm a girl that never does what I'm told, and I don't like to be put into a box. So another reason why I chose to self-publish rather than wait. And you also have everything you need to start right now. So
who is ready to start? Let's ask first. Who is ready to make their book in 2024? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chats. Holly's giving her the mojo. Whoop, whoop.
Yes, Holly, you need to. Yes, absolutely. I would read that book in a heartbeat. Yay, 24 is your year. Absolutely. Yes, girl. That would be amazing. So let us, keep popping your comments and stuff in the chat, ladies, and we will get to it. But essentially, we would like to make you an invitation to work with us. If you would like continued support, guidance, accountability, and give your book the best chance at becoming a bestseller, don't do this alone. Not only is the process, a long road, or it can be, it's also, it doesn't make sense to do it by yourself when we've already said that you need an algorithm to work in your favor in order to become a bestseller. It makes sense that you then do your booking or create your booking community so that you already have like your success squad ready to go. That isn't your mum and your friend down the road who promises that they will buy your book. It's with other women that understand the journey and the assignment and will literally hop to it. So we would love to invite you to join us inside our brand new program, which is Manifest Your Bestseller. It's a 12-month program to birth your best-selling book this year, and it can take as long as you want over the next 12 months, but obviously with the understanding that 2024 is the year that you write your book. When you invest, not only will you have 12 months access to not only me, but also Lisa, so 2 best-selling authors who will amplify and shortcut your success. We are more than happy to open our black books and support you on that journey to make sure that you really get the maximum return on your investment with that book. You'll also get a dedicated portal of trainings, technical tutorials to walk you through every step of the way. You'll get access to all of our frameworks, contacts, checklists, trackers, launch spreadsheets, and all the things to save you time, keep you on track, and make sure you don't miss any steps in the process. So, and also funnel building, I was going to say as well, I'll be sharing how to really set your book up as a passive income in 2024 and make sure that it's working really hard for you. You'll also get allocated to a monthly dedicated launch pod. So whenever you decide that you want to launch a book, say it's going to be April, then everybody else that's launching within that time and everybody else that's supporting you in the community will join that launch pod. And then when it is your time for your book, you already have a dedicated hype squad who are literally ready to go buy, share, comment, all of the things to get you to that best, or give you the best chance to get to that bestseller status. You'll also have a Facebook group that you can lean into for feedback, meaningful feedback, actually constructive feedback, not just to your partner, like, does that sound right? Who has absolutely no idea what you're talking about. This is meaningful feedback from a community of women who get it. And also you can do market research in there. You can share resources and all of the things, and a community of cheerleaders. So you might be wondering, what is the investment? Now, I just have to quickly side note this. I have spent I think £5,000 to join one writing program for this. And I've also supported clients who have worked with individual self-publishing coaches that are in the multi-5-figure investment to do this process too. But all we are asking for is $497. Yes, I'm not even joking. So the value of this program is over 13,000, but the investment is just $497 for this launch, essentially for this round. When we go through the next launch, the price will absolutely increase. So we really want to encourage as many of you to really start the year with everything that you need to set yourself up for the most amount of success. So you can split that into 12 monthly installments. It's just £55 a month. And you get access to, as I said, a dedicated members portal with everything that you need. We're going to walk you through how to physically upload your manual onto KDP, how to map out your book framework so that it makes sense and you can how to do your market research, how to launch your book, how to build your funnels, how to set yourself up for success, how to keep yourself on track. All of the things that you will need at every stage of the process, balancing out the masculine strategy and the feminine energy so that you can have fun with the process too. And also you'll get access to us every other week through accountability calls and hot seat coaching, problem solving, strategizing, hype squad, hype girls, all of the things. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, but who is excited and who is ready to join us? Yes, because I am excited to deliver it. I can't even tell you. I can't wait for this.
Yes, I
Like
cannot
literally.
wait.
Oh my
It's
God, yeah.
it's everything that I needed on the journey and more.
Yeah.
And it took me longer to do my book because I had to find the information. I had to, find it from somewhere. If I had it all there, it would just be like the icing on the cake. So we've basically given you the icing on your book cake.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be absolutely incredible. I can't wait.
Yay.
Joanna, your book is launching on Friday.
Yay. That is so
How
exciting.
exciting.
Amazing. So even though you've written your book, Joanna, you can absolutely join us to get, maybe there's another book in you, but equally to get that continued promotion throughout the year with other women that are going to not only support you, but also get out there and champion you, share that book as well. Potential collaborations, contributors, like you need to build your network in this process because that is ultimately what's going to lead to success. There's no competition, it's all collaboration because Lisa and I are super values aligned in that. And side note, so what happened with my book was that I actually didn't have a launch community because as much as I'd shared the journey, I managed to get to kind of round about the same way, but there was a lot of push energy at the end because my book was released a little bit early, and I wasn't quite ready, and I kicked myself. And I said to you, Lisa, like, I've missed an opportunity here. I could have got that bestseller status straight out the gate, but I didn't get the last little bits of the puzzle in place, and it still grates on me. So you've got until the end of the month to decide whether you want to join us. Obviously, that's only really like 8 days. But for us, we hope that this is a no-brainer. If you are really genuinely, I mean, for £55 a month, like I can't think of anywhere else where you would get this level of genuine, like intention to see you win. Like we are
And
all
two
here.
coaches alongside you as well, which we
Yeah.
charge more than that.
Whoa, yeah. And it is a bit of a labor of love in that respect, isn't it, Lisa? Like generally it
Yes.
comes from a place of like we just want to get as many incredible women
Yeah.
with
And
their
I
own vision
think as
out
well,
there.
because I know just how incredible that feeling is, I just want more people to have that feeling. And that's exactly why I do what I do. That's exactly why I started my business, because I just want more people to live that life that they really, really want. And having that book, if it's something you really want, then absolutely, please just
Yeah.
do it. Just do it.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just going to open it up to questions now, but I'm going to stop recording for now for the purpose of the people that are watching back on the